Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back for what should be the latest show on YouTube for true crime. It really should be because it's like midnight for a lot of you on the East Coast. If you're on the Pacific Coast, it's probably a little earlier, but if you're on the eastern side, it is very late at night, which is a good thing because it means I can find out everything that happened and then tell you about it because the day is finished in America. So, how are you all? It is good to see you. Let me say hello to some people. Shasta has been a member for 4 months. I appreciate it, my friend. Are you today's, you know, special swear word? Is it going to be Shasta Daisy? It could be. I imagine if you yelled that out of a car at someone, they would just be very confused. They wouldn't know what you're talking about. Catatonic, hey my friend, it is good to see you. Sean says my cousin Jet was killed in a car accident overnight. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear that. That is no one needs to get news like that ever. That is awful. Hey Snap Crackle, how are you? Gayla's here. Yes, please hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Marilyn Landis retired. I ran. Hey Patty L, how are you? Good to see you. Deborah L is here. Nana Lana, my friend Moonlight View. Marjorie's here. Hey, uniquely Susie. Hey, how are you? Rachel is here. Tharvi, April B. No more. Hey, no more. How are you? Good to see you. Our other Carolina is here. I don't know where our other one went. Did we lose a Carolina? We may have lost one. I don't know why. Maybe they disappeared. I don't know. Marjorie said it's snowing and icing here. Is that code for something, or it actually means there's snow? It sounds like something like a Coke dealer would say, "It's snowing and icing here. You know, you have to come here quickly. We have many snow. We have many ice." I hope it isn't that bad where you are. Lynn D, how are you? Patty, oh God, we have everyone tonight. Hey, Aussie True Crime. Hey, good to see you. Who the hell is emailing me? No, that's all right. Yeah, all right. Let's get going. Let me get the camera on. Let me set up. Get the camera on. So this is the one I'm going to start with tonight because people are just so. I had so many emails yesterday. They're like, "Stop talking about the trial." I'm like, "But the trial's really interesting. This one's good." Oftentimes we have terrible ones and they're freaking awful, but this one's actually very very interesting. So, hey, good to see you all. Coming to you from a hot Melbourne today. Very hot down here. What is it right now? It's like 90 something degrees. It's about 33 Celsius down here. It's probably 93, 94 something degrees. Very, very warm down here. It is good to see you all. Um, yeah, it's not very good news, for Sean. Okay, so this Amber Alert that we've been following for, it's got to be about a week now. Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. So it's a bit of a weird one. It's split between two different areas. She's originally, I hope that I get this right, she's originally from Wisconsin, but she's been in Arkansas with her, I don't know the word you want to use, but the word I would use is offender, groomer. I don't know. She's 16 and he's 40. So you make up any word you'd like to. Anyway, her family has spoken through the media today, and I think it's really important we hear this. It says here, Sophie has been gone for a week. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. They say it's torment for them. Her absence is felt every moment. There is so much on the horizon for you, Sophie. Hard things, yes, because she is currently pregnant. But they say good things as well. And your family is here for all of it. We aren't going anywhere. We just need you to come back. They also go on to say, your value isn't found in how much money you make, how hard you work, or even the affirmation of others. They say, Sophie, you are a soul made by God, and fully known by God and entirely loved by God. You are a gift to us. They say, for all of our family and friends, thank you. Please don't stop sharing. Sophie needs to be home. Please let law enforcement know if you think of anything that might be significant in getting her back. So here's a photo of her. I used it for the thumbnail tonight because I really liked it. I liked, is this guy called Bucky? I know there's a store in America. It's sort of like a gas station, sort of like a convenience store. I think they sell gas and you can buy food there too. It's sort of like a half gas station, half food place. It's a interesting thing. I've never been there myself, but I do know that they are getting more and more popular, these Bucky places. But yeah, so there's a photo of Sophia. They believe she's 3 months pregnant. To her offender, groomer, whatever other word you want to use. Here, I'll show you a photo of him. I'll show you. Hold on. Give me a sec. All right. Let me grab this. No, we don't want that. Thank you. We want the, yes, we want the Amber Alerts. Thank you. Okay. They're telling us. So I'll show you here. They still have two out here. So she's missing from Bieber. I don't think Justin Bieber is where she's missing from. She's missing from Beaver Dam in Wisconsin. So one was issued for Wisconsin, one was issued for Arkansas. So if I go in here and I take you with me, there you go. So this is the photo that we all saw for like a week. And we all figured there may have been there's some sort of religious angle here. Not saying that that makes it right or wrong, just that we had a feeling that the family might have been somewhat religious. Hey, it's like, what is it, like 45% of Americans? So it's a good bet. And then Gary Day, this guy, this bald headed cannonball looking guy, this guy, his head literally looks like a bowling ball. You drill 3 holes in there, you might get a strike. But right now, you need to find him because he's gotten a 16-year-old girl pregnant and is now on the run with her. Now, they believe he has a vehicle, but he's been changing these license plates. I haven't seen a new one recently. So I don't know if he ran out of license plates or he stopped taking them from other people. I don't know. But it seems like at least for now, they haven't got a new license plate. There was one that was like a Pennsylvania, he had a Wisconsin, he had a friggin' one from Arkansas, he had one from, they said Arizona, but I don't know if that is true. Anyway, I don't think his sex is female. Who wrote this? His name is Gary Day, and it says his sex is female and that he's 5'7" with blue eyes and brown hair and is 165 pounds. Sure. I mean, maybe. It says here, description, Gary is known to be the father of the unborn child of Sophia. I question about this. I mean, hey, it's a new America. Who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe one time we'll come here and someone will be like, they identify as an octopus, and we'll be like, hey, they identify as a sea creature. So, but right, I think someone has accidentally copied the stuff from Sophia onto Gary Day's one, because yeah, I don't think he's female. I just have this weird feeling. Just it's just a feeling, just a hint that I don't think he's female. I don't think he was able to get a 16-year-old girl pregnant if he was somehow female. I don't think that's how the plumbing works. I don't think that's how that works in life. I mean, not that two women can't have a baby, just don't think in this particular situation that's how that might work. Bucky's a beaver. Ah. Let me just have a look here, see if anyone has anything. Yeah, where are they? That's the big question. There was a report out over the weekend saying they were sighted in Missouri, but I don't know if that is still valid. Like it was days ago, and if these guys are jumping around, different states, you know, if you're in Missouri, you can go anywhere. You get into Kansas, you can get into freaking Texas, you can get into Oklahoma, you can get into probably Louisiana. You could make it to the border if you really wanted to. It'd only take you a couple of days. And the last update I have is a while ago. Let me see, 1 day ago. All right. Let me take you over to a news station out there. No, I can't use it. So there's a news station out in Wisconsin that gave me a copyright strike about half a year ago. So now I have to be like super cautious about anything out of Wisconsin. I can't use this particular media company, which is WISN 12. They gave me a full copyright strike, not a warning, not asked me to remove something. They gave me a full-on copyright strike, and when I contacted their lawyers to ask for a retraction, I said, "Hey, can we get a retraction if I promise not to use your stuff again? And I'll remove it from the video, and I'll do something on air to say, hey, that was a mistake." They just went, "Nah, not doing that." And I was like, thanks for that. Thanks for almost getting my channel shut down. I appreciate it. So we're not allowed to use anything from that particular company because otherwise Ping might not have a channel anymore. Yeah, that's the only time I've tried to work with a news station, and this is owned by, I think, Sinclair Media. I have worked with other stations that are owned by Sinclair, and they've been really good, and they've either worked with me on something, or we've come to an agreement, like I can remove it or mute it, or they just want a banner put in or something like that. Like, there's always a solution to problems. But this particular one in Wisconsin, not they didn't want to do anything. They were just like, we want the copyright strike. We don't want to work with you. And if you want to fight it, you have to lodge a lawsuit in the state of Wisconsin and get your lawyer to actually go to court and try and fight this. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to waste money on a lawyer. So we're not allowed to do that. None says the money will run out. I freaking hope so. Because how long can you stay on the run for that long? Hold on. Let me grab a different one. To Western Massachusetts. All right. Let's go to this one here. Yeah. Okay. We could do that.
Thanks for joining us today. We start with a statewide Amber Alert issued just after 8 o'clock this evening. A pregnant teenager is missing from the Beaver Dam area. Beaver Dam Police Department says 16-year-old Sophia Franklin was last seen at her home at 9 o'clock last night. She's believed to be with a 40-year-old Gary Day, who was last seen at her home just before 8 this morning. Day has a no-contact order with Sophia, and he's known to be the father of her unborn child. Sophia is 5'9", weighs about 186 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes, and is 3 months pregnant. Day is about 5'7", weighs 165, and has blonde hair and green eyes. They're believed to be headed south from the Beaver Dam area in a black 2014 Buick LaCrosse with an Arkansas license plate BBR20L. There's a picture of it there on your screen. You can see it right there. If you have any information as to where they might be, you're asked to contact the Beaver Dam Police Department. The number is 920-887-4612. Well, the 500.
When Sun Prairie East
So there you go. That's really the update. There isn't really a ton more than that. But it was nice to hear from her parents, and I mean, you can hear how desperate they are to get her back. Where do we go from here? I don't know. I definitely think it's going to take a person from the public to come forward, like someone to say, "Hey, I saw them on I-20. They'll drive north, and maybe they can get a squad car to pick them up." Or I don't know. I just hope that it's not this, what retired RN has to say, where she says Sophia is now a liability to him. Yes and no. He's already in trouble for impregnating her and being in a relationship or whatever you want to call it. It's a crime, right? Because she's under 18. So I don't know if you can even call it a relationship because she can't consent to a relationship. So I don't know what to call it, a crime, I guess. Um, he's already in trouble. So I don't understand how her being a liability changes anything for his future, except for getting him more jail time. So if he does anything to Sophia, it just, jacks up that jail time and possible death penalty. So I don't think he's going to hurt her. I think what he's probably done is convinced her it is sort of a us against the world mentality where everyone else is the enemy. And there's sort of like the Bonnie and Clyde type situation. And yeah, I think that's probably what's going on here. Eventually, they'll trip up. Like someone said, they'll either run out of cash, their car will get noticed, they'll get caught pinching something like a license plate, they'll steal the wrong license plate or something that is already in the system. It'll get tagged really quickly. Someone will find them, I hope anyway. And we can get Sophia back to her mom and dad and hopefully have a healthy baby. As sad as the case is that a 40-year-old man preyed on a 16-year-old girl, hopefully her and her child can still continue and maybe there can be a nice healthy baby come out of the end of this. So that would be nice. Nalana says, yeah, it makes me concerned for her life. I don't know. I think that anything he does to Sophia just adds years in prison. So I don't understand what that does. What's he going to do? Kill her and run across the Mexican border? Not right now. I don't think right now that'd be a great idea. Maybe he'll sell the car and someone will alert law enforcement. That'd be good. Hey, Blue. Hey, Blunt. Blue. Blunt. Hey, my friend. How are you? Marjorie said, I agree at Ping. What is his wife doing? How she sued his butt in divorce proceedings. Yeah, I saw that. I don't want to bring her up though because I feel like she's sort of a innocent party in a way. April B said something's got to give soon. They've been gone for what was it? The second they last saw her, the morning of the 3rd, they last saw him. I think both at the address in Wisconsin. So it's been a while. It is the 12th tomorrow for you guys. So she's been missing for about 10 days. About 10 days. It's a decent amount of time. What if he has changed cars? Well, the car was spotted on Sunday. So I mean, possibly, but we haven't heard anything about it. They're still, at least as of a couple of days ago, they were still driving it. They believed that it was him behind the wheel of the car. So at least a couple of days ago, they were still in that vehicle. I would have thought if you were going to ditch the vehicle, wouldn't you have done it straight away when the plates were recognized and put on the Amber Alert? Like, wouldn't that be like the prime time to drop the vehicle? Not like a week later when everyone has seen it. It makes it that much harder to get rid of it. But if you did it when the Amber Alert either first came out or just before, you have a higher chance of getting away with it. So, Patty L said it's awfully cold, an awfully cold time of year to live off the grid. That will be interesting to see where they've been for 10 days. Where are they? Like, are they holed up in a cabin somewhere? Are they camping, which can't be healthy for the young mum and her baby? That can't be good. Let me see. Yeah, it could do. That would be interesting. I'd like to know if that is what has happened. Nobody said he was bright. That is our catchphrase of the channel. Nobody said you have to be smart to be a criminal. We read that every day. He's from Arkansas. So the way I understand it is during the pandemic, these two met online and they developed some sort of connection. and she had run away previously another time to be with him in Arkansas. I don't know fully what happened there, whether she ever came back fully back home, but her parents thought she was staying with a friend in another state, and they were like, "Oh, sure, she's going to go stay with a girlfriend or something." And then they found out that she wasn't staying with a girlfriend; she was staying with a 40-year-old man and living as a couple. And they just hit the roof. They just went like they were just one in shock, and two they just hit the roof. Like they just were really pissed off. Patty said, "Yeah, it's awfully cold." Yep, yep, yep. Gail says, "Yeah, I don't get that. It's been a while. Like they've known about this guy for a while. That's why there was a no contact order between them. But I don't have a lot of clarity about whether she ever went back home. Like after she originally went to Arkansas to be with him, I don't have any information whether she ever made it back originally. She must have at some point because that's where they say she's missing from, which is Wisconsin. So I'm gonna say she made it back there at some point. The pandemic, she would have been 11 or 12. Isn't that what they said? Is Ping going mental? Sometimes I am like that. Let's see. Sorry, not the pandemic. Ping. Shut up, Ping. What are you talking about? Sorry. I must have added that. I embellished that for like no reason, apparently. They're saying the criminal complaint that was filed against Day for the child abduction and child enticement. The criminal complaint details that Sophia and Day began communicating online in April 2023 through multiple devices. By July of that year, Day picked Sophia up, and on August 1st, the two were in Arkansas, where he lives. They say the Lonoke County Sheriff John Staley said officers did a probation check on Day in December of that year, 2023, and found Sophia at his home. Sophia's father reported her missing on Feb 3 after camera footage from the previous day caught her getting into a vehicle with a person they believed to be Day. The police say here, Gary Day needs to come and see us. He needs to turn himself in, go to his local law enforcement, or he can come here if he's close by. He needs to turn himself in. Our goal is to get her home safely, and we've done it once. We'll do it again. So it sounds like when they did that probation check in December of 2023, and they found just some random young girl in this felon's home, they were like, I don't know if I think that might be a violation of your parole. So they must have taken her home then. So here it says Sophia is described as a white female, 5'9", and she weighs 186 pounds, has brown hair and blue eyes. Day is a white male with blonde hair, green eyes. He is 5 feet 7 inches tall. So he's fairly short. He's fairly short. She's actually taller than he is, her being 5'9". And he weighs 165 pounds. There you go. They're saying anyone with information is asked to call Beaver Dam Police Department on 888-304-3936. So that's a little bit of information there. Sorry, not the pandemic. She wasn't 9 years old. Sorry about that. It feels like the pandemic was just yesterday, but it was literally half a decade ago. Half a decade ago. That's how much time has just gone like choof, like that. I know, right? I'm sorry. I'm known for my lying, right? I'm known for telling you guys stories. That's what I'm known for. Known for lying to my viewers. Gayla says, but he also has a 4-month-old. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. What's her home life like? I would suggest restrictive is what I've heard. I've heard, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to bash anyone's parents or something, but I've heard restrictive is the word that I would use. You can't hide your lying eyes. Oh, Sean. I can. That's why I'm wearing a baseball cap. Actually, I went outside. I had to go for a walk, and because I got so sunburnt in Tasmania, I've been really sensitive to the sun on my face since I came back. Like every time I step out into the sun, it stings like crazy. Even though my sunburn is healed, but it just hurts every time I get out into the hot sun. So I've taken to wearing a baseball cap at the moment, which I don't normally wear. April B says, I wonder if Sophia is experiencing morning sickness. I'm guessing she's needing more sleep than usual. If she's 3 months pregnant, she's in her first or just out of her first trimester. Dr. Ping says he doesn't know. I'm not sure. I know women can have it for up to 6 months, right? They can have it up to the end of the second trimester. Dr. Ping, obstetrician Ping, says maybe. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Tharby says, I'm thinking the relationship started as Sophia agreeing, but I think now he is dragging her around. You think it's something like a Stockholm syndrome? Maybe. Or she feels reliant on him because she doesn't feel like she has a different way out right now. So maybe not as much Stockholm syndrome, but maybe just more like codependency. No, all 9 months, is it? I thought it was only until like most of the way through or something. I didn't know that. I don't have any children, so you can just blame that. Patty L says she's going to be wanting her mum as she gets farther along. Yes, I do believe she'd want some sort of positive female influence. I think being that she is so young and being this is her first child, that is a scary situation for any woman, whether you're 16 or 38. I think that is brutal. So I would like, yeah, I think it would be good for her to have her mum or her auntie or her grandma or whoever. April B said, put sunscreen on when you go outside. I do, of course I do. I live in Australia, one of the worst places for skin cancer in the world. Of course, I grew up with the whole, slip, slop, slap, put a hat, wear the sunscreen, take a giant umbrella, block out the sun, walk around with like a UV protector or something. I don't know. Sean says, you never know. Was her life worse without him? What, without an illegal relationship? Yeah, that's often what I think in these cases, Sean. It doesn't matter because in the state of Wisconsin, it's a crime. She's still like 2 years away from being legally able to enter this relationship or have a sexual relationship with anyone because their age of consent in Wisconsin is so high. It's 18, which I know in a lot of places like Australia, it is 16, and in some places in America it's 17. Just so happens that Wisconsin, it is 18. So whatever it is, she can't consent to it. So it is a crime either way. I don't think she's sitting there going, yes, I could definitely build a life with someone who's going to die when I'm 50. When I'm 50, he's going to be like 125. Like I'm going to have to bury my husband at 45. I don't know if that's what she's thinking about. True. I think teenagers think they know the world and that they have seen everything. And I can tell you that when I was a teenager, I thought that way. And when I got older, I realized, wow, I really knew nothing about the world, the world we live in. And now at 40, I'm much more like, I had a lot more learning to do. And I probably still got a lot more to do. Yeah, I wouldn't think she's thinking properly. No. April B said Sophia's gonna want her mum. You never stop wanting your mum. This was true for me at least. Yeah, I look, the happy ending to this particular story is Sophia goes home. Uh, they work out whatever familial issues are going on, and she, if she wants to, she continues on her pregnancy and she has a lovely baby, and this guy goes to jail for being a creep. preying on, well, she would have been 15 at the time. Actually, in 2023, we're in 25. She's 16 now. Yeah, she would have been like 14 at the time. Possibly 14 years old, maybe even younger, depending on like where her birthday is. And wait, what did they say her birthday was? Did they give us a date of birth? She may have been like 13 at the time. Okay, they didn't give us a date of birth, but I mean, if she was born early in the year, it's very possible she could have been like 13, just 14, or very, very young when she first met this guy. Which, does that make you feel any better? Does that make you think she was any closer to consenting to a sexual relationship with an adult? Doesn't for me, even at 16. I think, yeah, you think of all the 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds that you've ever come into contact with. Do you think any of them could make these type of life decisions at that age? I don't think so. I think they, again, think they know everything and they don't. And, y- you know, kids have got to have like as much of a natural childhood as we can give them. And that doesn't just mean when they're like under 10. That means until they're like of age, which could be 16, 17, 18, whatever it is where you are. And that means right up until that last birthday, until midnight, that last stroke of midnight, and they turn to the next birthday. It's right up until then. And I can tell you that I was watching a documentary the other day. Now, I was watching, what was it? It was the Girls Gone Wild documentary, the documentary on Girls Gone Wild. If you don't remember that, that was a videotape in the early 2000s of, well, naked girls. It was naked girls doing all sorts of stuff that they probably shouldn't be doing in public. And one of the issues that they got done with was they filmed a girl, and the girl had told the cameraman that she was 18. I think she told them she was 18, 17. I can't remember what it was. She told them she was above the age of consent to be filmed in a sexual situation. Okay. And then when the police got involved, she told the police that it was actually her birthday the following day, not the day she was filmed. It was the next day she would be of consent age. And they got him, because it doesn't matter whether it's 1 day, 1 minute, 1 second, they have to be past that age, right? So, yeah, very interesting. If you haven't watched that 3-part documentary on Girls Gone Wild, it is pretty good. If I can find the name for you, I'll tell you, but I can't find my links at the second. Yeah, what's it called? Ping, tell them the correct name. It's called Girls Gone Wild: The Untold Story, and I think it's a 3-part documentary. So it's, I don't know what it's on. I don't know what channel is doing it. Whether it's Netflix or, I don't know. Let's have a look. Peacock. So it's on Peacock. Does anyone actually subscribe to Peacock? Put your hand up if you actually subscribe to Peacock. But wait, not for Oxygen. If you're doing it for Oxygen, I understand, because I like Oxygen channel as well. But how many of you subscribe to Peacock for anything other than true crime? Really, you do? You might be one of only 10 people in the world that subscribe to Peacock for anything that's not true crime. Really? I apparently it's just so the numbers on Peacock are terrible. Apparently it's basically failing right now, even with that absorption of other channels like other NBC properties. You get it with your Instacart sub. So they're like, get some free food and free delivery, and you get some Peacock as well. Do it for Reba's show. What is Reba's show? The old one, the one she did in the 90s? That sitcom she did? The Marshalls are doing pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Danny says, I think I have it, but I don't watch it. There you go. Danny's like, I just have it for the collection. I need all of those services. I just don't watch it very much. Happy's Place? I don't know what that is. Nikki says, hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? All right, let's move on. So Ping doesn't bore people. What's going on here? Okay, we can talk about that later. Someone sent me a link about a story. I'm the demographic who I like British shows, but my budget for media is blown. I don't pay for any media. I don't pay for Oxygen. I don't pay for Peacock. I don't pay for Netflix. I don't pay for nothing. Hate these companies because, back in the day, we used to get like a cable subscription, right? You paid like your $80 and you got all the channels. People wanted to just get a channel or two. So the media companies went, okay, we'll give that to you. But instead of doing what we thought they would do, which is allow us to choose the channels we could order, they fragmented the market so badly that now you need at least 2 or 3 subscriptions to be able to watch what you used to be able to watch on cable, and it's all a big scam. As far as Ping is concerned, it is a scam. April B says, I like Peacock. It has some good older shows I like. I only watch Oxygen through it. That's it. YouTube actually updated their movie library late last year, and they have some great free movies now. The turn the TV off. Marjorie said, I still have a cable subscription, but I pay way too much. I got rid of mine late last year. I kept it for a while, and then we kept noticing that there was more and more content being removed. So they took away all the what was it? All the cartoons which Mrs. Ping likes, like American Dad and all that type of thing, Simpsons, anything Disney got taken, anything they just kept producing it. And now like there's no MTV anymore. They took away MTV, they took away Discovery, they took away Nat Geo. We're like, what are we paying for? Why am I paying $100 a month for this? So I got rid of it. I just use online services. C. Taylor says Peacock, Yellowstone, Parks and Rec, Law and Order, and The Office. That's a good list. You pay for Disney? Yeah, we pay for Disney. I think not me, but the other one. Rachel says cable is crazy. I pay for duplicate channels. As soon as fiber optic comes down my road, I'm done. Ta-da! That's what I have. So we have fiber here. So that's why I'm on 1 gigabit. So I can run like 10 4K streams and it wouldn't slow down. I didn't know that. It has audiobooks. That's on Disney. Okay. All right. Let's hold on. Let me load up the next story. All right. So I don't know how much or if all of you watch web sleuths, okay? So I don't know, but I'm just going to assume that you don't. If I can type correctly, Ping, you have to type real words. Okay. So today in the trial of Megan Boswell, everyone's like, "Oh, not again. Come on, Ping. Stop talking about this woman. She killed her child. Just get over it." Yeah, all right, I will. I wanted to show you something that I just love today. So I'm not going to show you a ton today. I don't think there was a ton I can really show you. Today wasn't a ton of like the visual interviews that we've had over the past few days. Today was more fingerprint, DNA, forensic, and we had a couple of audio interviews, which they're interesting but not super. I don't think it's worth your time. So, but I will show you this. This lady here was called up to the stand to give her, ME opinion about the state of Evelyn Boswell. And I think everyone, by the end of today's trial, was cheering for this woman. Like everyone was championing her at the end because she was just not letting the defense have their way. They really wanted to box her into a corner, and she was just like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm willing to commit, contempt of court to just say whatever the hell I want to say." And it wasn't until they really pushed her that they got what they wanted, but she still added what she wanted at the end. And then the judge was like, yeah, we're done for the day. I think we're going to end it there. We'll be back tomorrow. It's 9:30. They were just like, get her out of the box, get her off the witness stand. All right, let me show you this bit because I think it's brilliant.
That's actually not something that is described in the forensic pathology field. Laryngeal spasm would not necessarily kill a child.
But could it kill a child?
I've never seen it.
Could it?
I've never seen it.
In Dr. Schmidt's report, she states that the possibility that the decedent was alive when placed in the trash can cannot be excluded.
That's correct. That's what she stated.
Okay. Is that your opinion as well?
I believe she died in the trash can.
You have no proof to show she was alive when she went in the trash can.
I have all the proofs of her not being able to breathe once put in a trash can.
Doctor, you don't know if she was breathing when she went in the trash can, do you?
She would not be able to breathe no matter what. And as I said, because of the composition, of course, we were a little bit handicapped as far as being able to completely examine all her tissues and organs. But there was no reason for this child to be dead, other than being in the trash can or being able to breathe.
You can't say conclusively she was alive in the trash can you?
She doesn't have a reason to be dead. And I never had an autopsy on a child older than 1 year old for no reason to be dead, except that she could not breathe in that particular position where she was placed.
Yes or no? Can you say conclusively that she was alive when she was placed in that trash can?
She could not breathe in the trash can. So that's my main conclusion.
Are you refusing to answer my question, doctor?
No, I'm just saying that the child could not breathe in the trash can.
And I'm asking, if I may, yes or no, can you say conclusively she was alive when she was placed in the trash can?
No, she might have been dead because her foil was on the face before being placed in a trash can. She could have been dead because she was put in a plastic bag before she was placed in a trash can. Obviously, the foil, the bag, 2 bags, the blanket tightly covering her face would prevent her from breathing. So all of those things had to happen before she was put in a trash can. So all I'm saying is that all those components, could have they actually brought her to brink of being dead before being put in the trash can? Sure. The trash can definitely did not help.
You can't say conclusively she was alive while she was wrapped in that blanket or tinfoil, can you?
She would have definitely died with a tin foil and the bag and the blanket. And there was no reason to put all of those things and tightly apply to her face and her body unless she was alive.
You can't say conclusively that she was alive when she was wrapped, yes or no?
All I can say is that she cannot breathe with a foil,
Judge, I would ask
with a
you,
bag,
ask the
bag,
witness to
and
answer
with
my
the blanket.
question, yes or no.
You need to answer this question. He's asking yes or no questions. You can explain afterwards if you want to, if you feel the need to. But you do have to answer this question.
So I'm sorry, what was the question?
You can't say conclusively that that child was alive when it was wrapped in the blanket and when it was wrapped in tinfoil.
I have no reason for this child to be dead.
Yes or no, doctor?
Nobody can tell exactly of the state of her body except that she cannot breathe with a foil and a bag.
Judge, I would ask the court to instruct the witness to answer the question, yes or no, and then explain.
I'm not really sure.
I'm not being mean to you. But he's asked you the question. The answer is either yes or no. And I'm instructing you to the best of your ability. Answer yes or no. And you'll have an opportunity to explain.
For a forensic pathologist, it's hard to answer that question, yes or no, but nobody can guarantee or say with certainty what really happened to this child prior to the foil being put on her face.
So you can't say whether she was alive or dead, can you?
She has no reason to be dead, other than
Judge, this witness is being evasive. May we approach?
she could.
Afterwards, if you want to, if you feel the need to, but you do have to answer this question. You're right.
So I'm sorry, what was the question?
You can't say conclusively that that child was alive when it was wrapped in the blanket and when it was wrapped in tinfoil.
I have no reason for this child to be dead.
Yes or no, doctor?
Nobody can tell exactly of the state of her body except that she cannot breathe with the foil and the bag. and
Judge,
the
I would
trash can and
ask
the
the
blanket.
court to instruct the witness to answer the question yes or no and then explain.
I'm not really sure.
I'm not being mean to you. But he's asked you the question, the answer is either yes or no. And I'm instructing you to the best of your ability. Answer yes or no, and you'll have an opportunity to explain.
So I hope you heard the majority of it anyway. I know it was a bit low. Sorry about that. Patty says, hopefully the totality of the evidence will convince the jury of her guilt. I hope so. Ben Popcorn says, ask Megan. That's right. C. Taylor said she also testified in the Sean Finnegan trial. She was also on a different trial that I watched a number of years ago, but I can't remember what it is now. It was the Boyd trial. So she was on the Boyd trial a number of years ago too. But I just like how she wouldn't give in. And I was like, finally, like, it's nice to see a strong woman. Well, there's a number of them in courthouses, I promise. But it's nice to see someone who won't back down to this burly defense lawyer. She's actually just like, I'll say what I want to say in my professional opinion, thank you. Nalana says we need to call her Mega Liar instead of Megan. Yeah, I agree. Bert Popcorn says the doctor is great, as in rattling the defense attorney. He's been weird all trial. He's been strange, I promise. I've been getting the weirdest vibe from him since like day one. Since day one, I've been like, he's been objecting to everything. He has been stumbling over his words, even worse than I do. Like, I'm a YouTuber, I'm not a lawyer. They don't pay me $250,000 a year to do this job, and I stumble over my words every now and then. But this guy can't even get a sentence out half the time. It's like, bro, did you prep for this? Like, did you look at the case file? April B says, I hate it when they ask for a yes or no answer. If it's an expert, that frustrates me. It's different if it's like, was yesterday Sunday? They're like, oh, only a yes or no answer. It can't be no Sunday, yes Monday. It's either yes or no. But when you're asking something that needs some sort of context, she did eventually answer in her own opinion and said that it's hard for someone of her training to determine that. Thavi said, yeah, running scared. It's like he's put up the weakest defense so far. She also overturned a bunch of his points. His thing was sort of like they were going to do a defense based on overlay, or rolling over onto a child to basically asphyxiate the child. Her opinion was today that a child over the age of 1 year would not be able to be asphyxiated in this way in a rollover type death. And that was very interesting. She said She'd only had one other case, and that child was 2 years old, and it was a homicide. So she'd never had one that was a accidental death. Then they asked her, "What does Tennessee keep a register of these type of deaths?" She's like, "Yes." They said, "What does it say in the past 12 months?" And they said, "No child under the age of 1, over the age of 1, over the age of 1 had died from a rollover death or being asphyxiated in a bed." Then they asked her, "Well, what about the last 10 years?" And they said, "No child over the age of 1 had died in the last 10 years in a rollover asphyxiated death in a what they described as a safe environment." So I'm guessing that means just like a bed and not a trash can. So yeah, very, very, very interesting today at the end of that. Ben Popcorn says, "Hold your ground, Doc." She's amazing. I love her. She is so good. Rachel said, "I think this conviction will be totality of the evidence put together." They have buried her already. They have basically spent 5 or 6 days outlining all the lies she told to everyone. 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 The police, investigators, her best friend, her mother, her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, supposed father of the child that's not really the father of the child, the media, everyone. Everyone. I don't think anyone got told the truth. And then they play this interview saying, she's crying in front of the cameras going, "I told them about Mendota." We find out that Evelyn's not there and she's been at her dad's property the entire time. So what the hell are you crying about Mendota for? It's like she's a manipulator at the highest level. Worse than Ping? It could be. It could be. Tharvey says, "Here's a jerk of a defense attorney, almost like he doesn't want to be doing this case." That's how it feels. It feels like almost like this case is beneath him, and he hasn't. It's almost like he hasn't put a lot of effort in. I've seen some pretty poor defenses before, and he's given her. I don't know if it's because she won't give him anything to give her a defense, which, knowing some of the things that Megan has said, would be, wouldn't surprise me. But they've given her a very easy and a defense that they're easily able to counteract with facts, statistics, and real world examples of how that doesn't happen. So very interesting. Love how she said murder at the end. That's right. She said, "Oh, I suppose she could have been murdered before she was put in the bin." And I felt like everyone just erupted, like, "Oh my god, this lady, she's so good." Gail says, "Oh yeah, yep, sorry, I didn't mean to do that twice. It's not an accident." No, I don't think so either. Deborah says, "I get the feeling this defense lawyer does not want to be on the case, but maybe was forced to." He may have been pulled. So you can be pulled, what they call it, I think they call it a pool attorney. So there's a bunch of attorneys that's part of their service that they have to basically do cases like this pro bono. So I don't know if he is pro bono, but I have to check. I just know that there's a pool of state attorneys that you can get for these type of cases. So his name may have just got pulled out of a hat. Texas Roadrunner says, "What is Texas policy if she has preg complications? Would she seek RX care at the ER?" For Megan, is she pregnant? I think she told everyone she was pregnant and she's not. Are you talking about the other girl? The other girl is from Arkansas and Wisconsin. If she had pregnancy complications, maybe they would do something in Arkansas or Wisconsin. Marjorie said she also slapped his ears back over. Yeah, so I didn't know that either. So SIDS is a very old terminology, she was saying, because it stands for sudden infant death syndrome. And she was saying syndrome doesn't match what it is because it's not a syndrome. It doesn't have any symptoms. I remember when SIDS was a big thing, people used to wear the red nose or whatever and do all that. She called it something else today. Was it pseudo? Pseudo now? They call it like. Anyway, she was saying that cases of sudden infants dying now is minuscule. Like the technology is so good now, microbial, like DNA, forensic pathology, like they're so good with their art now. these type of unsolved cases of infants dying, she says is like 0.0001% of all infant deaths. Like they're just very obscure now. Not like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, where there was quite a lot of them and they didn't know how to close the case with an explanation. So they just got that sort of definition of it was a SIDS death. But nowadays they are able to do it. Patty said, "Why would anyone hide an accident? Don't know." When we stationed at Coast Guard. Oh, really? 14 in Hawaii. Guys, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. April Bear said, I think Texas Roadrunner is behind. SUDS is the term used to describe sudden and unexpected death. Yes, it was something, I think she said like, something like that. Lindy says, people know not to let a baby sleep face down now. Yeah, the education's also a lot better. A lot better. You get Paramount Plus with Walmart Plus, do you? That's a good little bonus, isn't it? Lindy's, yeah, we know that. Okay. So today wasn't, I mean, today wasn't my type of trial day. I don't like hearing all the sort of nitty-gritty of the COD and stuff like that. That's not my type of thing. I'm more interested in the interviews, the suspect, what they're doing, what they look like, how they change throughout the trial, how they change throughout their interviews. It's not my big thing to hear about like a baby being stuffed into a trash can, that type of thing. Like that's not my, favorite subject in the world. So today wasn't like a massive day for me, but that ending bit really made it interesting. At least I thought so. I thought it was a good one. Let me see. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to play any more from it, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to leave that. I think it ends here, right?
For a forensic pathologist, she could have been murdered differently.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
He's gonna ask you this question one more time.
Yeah, I'll play her final bit here.
And I understand this case and this situation. Man, I'm telling you, if the answer is not yes or no, you'll be facing contempt of court. Gotta be more quick.
Yes, sir.
Ask your question.
And yes or no, can you say conclusively that this child was alive or dead when it was placed in the blanket in the tinfoil?
The blanket, tinfoil, the trash can, which one? Okay, the answer is no, she could have been murdered differently.
Thank you, Doctor.
So after being reprimanded, I think a couple of times by the judge to basically answer the question, she eventually gave it up. Unfortunately, she had to say, yes, it is possible, but she sort of threw in her last little comment there at the end. she really didn't want him having the last say on this, and you can tell she feels quite a lot towards Evelyn. She wants her to have justice, and she wants her evidence to be taken seriously. That's the message I got from listening to her today, is that she doesn't want her sort of time, effort, everything she's done for Evelyn to just be sort of like brushed to the wayside. She wants it, to be heard loud and clear. And I think everyone did today. Even if the defense lawyer tried to make her and minimize what she had said, that they did a pretty good job with. She did a pretty good job, retorting to him. Really. Texas says Fox went to Disney Plus. Nat Geo is Disney Plus. Yeah, except they haven't done it here yet. They've put the shows on there, but not the live channel that we all from cable. They haven't done that here yet. Not in Australia, anyway. Hey Jojo, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. I believe the Wood family's already struggling with. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So suds is the term to describe. I think she described it as pseudo or something, or it had another letter at the end. All right. Okay. Guys, I have to actually close up, unfortunately. I have to go meet Mrs. Ping for something. So it's a short show tonight. I'm sorry about that. And I will be back tomorrow. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you to a couple of people. Give me a sec. Hey, I wanted to say thank you to my friend Betty C. Betty C, thank you for your donation. Thank you to Shasta for being a member for 4 months, and to Deborah L for her 1 month celebration donation yesterday. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, Mrs. Ping's at the hospital now getting a second opinion on her surgery, and I have to go pick her up. So she had a consultation yesterday with a something correctional surgeon or something, and the opinion we got yesterday was really bad, like the worst news you could ever imagine. Really bad. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because I want to maintain her privacy, but just if you could imagine some of the worst surgery you could ever have to go through, that might have something like a 4 to 6 months recovery timeline. It's that. So I'm hoping she's seeing a different doctor today. I'm hoping that they're going to give her a different option. See, the other doctor was saying the surgery she needs to have has to be that surgery. We were hoping it could be a keyhole surgery where it wasn't as severe, but he's saying no, it has to be like fully open and, yeah, it has to be basically fully open is the word I'm going to use, instead of keyhole. So I'm hoping she's going to get a different opinion today from her other doctor. But the news yesterday was really bad, as worse as we could, as worse as we, were fearing. It would be a very long recovery, and yeah, it's a really risky surgery too. The surgery is hyper risky. Apparently, there's a chance that even during the surgery, they can break certain things. They can pop things that cause even more surgery. So, um, it's it's. I'm hoping she gets a different choice today because she was talking last night that she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to. She didn't want to go through such a drastic surgery. It's really drastic. Um, Gail says, need a better doctor that can do keyhole. It's not that. It's that I can explain it a little bit without giving too much away. She has scar tissue from a surgery she had when she was younger, and the scar tissue has grown over the years. So she needs to have the scar tissue removed. But in order to remove that scar tissue, it is a really crazy operation. It's quite involved. It's long. Apparently, it's something like 5.5 hours on the table. It takes it. They have to go super slow because they have to go through like around all your organs and stuff like that. And there's just heaps of risk. Like the risk is like the doctor goes out of risk profile for a surgery. It's like a 8 or 9 out of 10. It's really high. So yeah. So she was like, I don't know if I want to do it. They gave her 2 options yesterday. They said you can have the really risky surgery and maybe feel better for like another 20 years and then maybe have to do it again. Or you can learn to live with how you are now. But how she is right now is not good. It's not. Yeah, it is something to do with that. Yes. Gayla says been there. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm waiting for an update like right now. She's with the correctal surgeon right now. So I don't know why there's a Space Challenger model in the courtroom. I don't know. It's not that, but you're in sort of the right area. Scar tissue. Yeah. Danny Mitchell says my baby girl is a doctor. We need her. We need her for the surgery. Send her to Australia. Yeah, I don't know. So we're at a bit of a loss right now. We're not sure. We're not sure what's going to happen. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait. Oh, by the way, I want to say my heart goes out to my friend LMS. I won't say why because I don't know if she's told anyone, but I'll say I hope everything is okay now and everything's going okay. Marjorie says, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. She's a radiologist. Yeah, because that's the other question we asked. We're like, does it have to be surgery? Could it be like laser treatment or something like that that could reduce whatever or blah, blah, blah? And they're just like, no, that doesn't work. So have faith, Ping, everything will work out. I hope so. She's too young to have to go through all this. Gail says, five Mrs. Ping hugs from all of us. Tell her we are thinking of her. I will. I'm hoping to get that phone call any minute now. Any minute, because they're supposed to go in at 4, meet with her doctor, and then about 4:30 she was meeting with the correctal surgeon. So, Rachel said, my body just creates more scar tissue if I have surgery. My heart goes out to her. Yeah, that's the other risk they told her about. They said we could do this surgery, you could get through it, you could recover, and then in 12 months' time, the scar tissue could come back, and then you're basically where you started again, and you went through this giant surgery. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Hopefully we get some good news tonight. If I can get just a little bit of like light at the end of the tunnel, that would be good. That would be good. All right. Yeah, so sorry it's a short show tonight. I hope we'll get some better news in the next 24 hours, and then I can start doing like 2.5-hour shows once again. It's just been jam-packed with like doctor's appointments, hospital, go here, go to the surgeon, go back again. It's just been a little full on. So, hey, I love you all. It is very, very late over there. By the way, hello to my new friends Grizzly Cat, and I hope it was a good show, decent enough for an hour tonight. Thank you for all your help. I appreciate it. And Moonlight View, less is more. Yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow for what is it tomorrow? Day 7? Day 7 of trial? Day 7 of trial. So we'll be back for day 7, and I don't know. Maybe we'll finally find out who Evelyn's father is. Maybe. Maybe Megan doesn't even know. Although I suspect she does. I suspect she does. Probably the father lives in Mendota. That's probably why she wanted to go there so bad. All right. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Good night. Bye.